For now, all you need to understand is that your experience of motion, movement, change, time, in other words, is actually occurring because you generate a subjective illusory experience by shifting your consciousness from one image to another image, to another image, to another reality, to another reality. So simply see each reality as a static, complete, 100% present reality, but then see that you're constantly choosing to shift into alternate realities, therefore creating the idea of movement and motion and time and space and evolution. But it's not actually moving. Things themselves are not actually moving. You're moving your consciousness through different realities where things are already different. Very much so like those picture examples I showed you, or as we see in motion pictures or movies. If you take a film strip, you have one picture at a time, one picture at a time, one picture at a time. If you played it all out, 24 frames per second or higher these days, you will start to see, experience movement and time and a story. The film strip already existed before you entered the movie theater. If it did not, if time was an actual experience, then the people after you could not watch the same movie. But they have the same experience of this happened first, then this happens, then this happens, then this happens, because they go and watch the same movie that already existed before you watched it, before they watched it, and after you guys watched it. Similarly, whatever you're aware of now already existed. I know this might be hard to understand or grasp or even believe, but let it sink in and start to sense the logic behind it. This is actually how creation is structured and how it works, and how movement works, and how motion works, and how time works. It is created by consciousness shifting into parallel reality, parallel reality, parallel reality, therefore altering the configuration of its reality so that it can generate the illusory but relevant experience of a timeline, of a theme, of evolution. It can learn about itself. It can then reflect upon itself. So now that we've got this concept squared away, at least for now, just let's focus one more time on the idea that therefore, given that everything is a parallel reality, everything exists here and now all at once. Everything happens all at once, simultaneously. Time does not exist. Time is a subjective, illusory experience generated by consciousness moving through imagery. The imagery already exists billions of years, billions of trillions of years before you were ever aware of this moment. This configuration of energy was already existent in the overall database, so to speak, of the timeless now, holding all the potential configurations of energy that can ever possibly exist. In this way, nothing new is ever truly created. The only thing that's ever new is your relationship to these images. That has never happened before. But the images you perceive, the experience you have, already exists and will always exist, because one reality cannot move, cannot change, cannot die, cannot be created. It already exists because there is no time. You see, from the infinite point of view, it wanted to express itself in as many potential ways as it could. And so all at once, from timelessness, it generated everything that could ever potentially exist. And now you are performing the job of building new relationship to this imagery and choosing a different order, a different way through which to go about exploring image, image, image after image after image, one image at a time, out of the totality that always already exists simultaneously at once, right here, right now. Imagine it as, you know, those picture connect the dots kind of picture books that you would draw a line between dots as a kid. They were all numbered. Go from dot 1 to dot 2 to dot 3 to dot 4. And you had no idea what it was going to look like until you completed the picture. And then suddenly it looked like something you could recognize. In a sense, consciousness is playing the same game. There's infinite dots available, infinite dots. But it chooses, or infinite pictures in this sense, infinite realities. But it chooses one slide of reality at a time, so that it goes from dot to dot to dot, or from reality to reality to reality, choosing its own pathway, therefore creating its own unique timeline and its own unique experience of itself and of the one. And at the end of a life, so to speak, it has a complete picture of the theme that it has chosen to explore by going from this image to that image, then back to this image, then to that image, then to that image. Now, from your point of view, choosing one image at a time seems like it's a linear process. Seems like there's no way around it. It doesn't seem like you had a choice. It seems like you were simply dragged from one point to one point to one point as time took you by the hand and just moved you through this tunnel of experiences. From a broader, more all that is consciousness point of view, from your higher self's point of view, what you're actually doing is you are simply motionless consciousness choosing to change your vibration so that a certain slide becomes active to you, to your subjective experience. And from its own point of view, you're choosing from all over the place. You're choosing all kinds of different realities, turning them into what seems from your point of view to be a linear timeline experience. But from higher consciousness point of view, it is simply all simultaneously existent, and you're picking your own timeline. You're connecting the dots of your choice. Now that you realize that, you can also start to realize that you have free will, which is what the next lesson will be about. Everything happens by choice. Everything happens by free will. You can actually choose your next reality, and you can learn to become more and more conscious of the fact that you always already have and had and will have free will, free choice, free agency. Why? Because that's what you are. You are awareness. You are consciousness. Awareness is the ultimate free agent. It's infinity's free agency. So, again, let this sink in and realize that since everything is a parallel reality, that from the absolute awareness level point of view, all times and all creations coexist and are experienced simultaneously at once. If you know that, if you start to tap into this, you can start to consciously make use of this by realizing that there's nothing out of reach for you, that everything is contained inside of consciousness, inside of the now, inside of awareness. There's not a single moment that has never happened before. It is all existent right here. There is therefore no lack possible because it all exists already at once. So I would like you to do a little meditation, but not necessarily sitting down, although you could do that too if you want to. So the homework for this lesson is as follows. As you go about your everyday experiences, walking through the streets of New York or wherever you're at, taking a bus or driving your car or interacting with people as you meet them, I want you to keep in mind this mantra as often as you can for the next 2 days. Every potential possible reality already exists. And in short, that you can formulate that in whatever way and in different ways if you want to. You can repeat this in different ways in your own mind so that you tune your frequency, your vibration to that realization so that you can start to download the experience of it more and more and master consciously the qualities that come with that, or the potential, the possibility that comes with opening up to that reality, that realization that all exists at once. But we can summarize it as the sentence, everything exists at once, or everything already exists right here, right now. Keep saying something along those lines. Feel free to tailor it as works best for your mind to tap into the experience of it. But keep repeating similar sentences like that, similar realizations like that, like a mantra. As you go about your everyday life, interacting with people, seeing different kinds of experiences, realizing that you're choosing one slice at a time, but maintaining that greater awareness more and more, returning to that greater expansive awareness of remembering and realizing that everything, structurally speaking, in existence, exists all at once. And you simply chose to have this experience now, and then chose to have this experience now. You might as well have chosen to walk among the dinosaurs in this next second, because that also always already exists, all at once, as does every single reality. So keep repeating to yourself, all exists at once. Every experience already exists. Everything exists right here, right now. This takes your attention away from seeking something outside of consciousness and allows you to drop into the realization that your beingness contains every possible reality already, and that everything you could ever potentially truly desire is within reach inside of yourself. Experiment with this and have fun with this, and replay this video once or twice more and watch the other video that I'll also post inside of this lesson. And share your experience with this mantra, using this mantra in everyday life experiences, meeting everything that you normally meet on an everyday basis, but now realizing that no day is the same and that it's all a single slice chosen out of the all that is that already exists all at once. Share your experience of this with us in the study group. That would be awesome. Have a great day and enjoy. Thank you. you.